Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
I don't think I've been this happy on air for a long time, Louis, and we have good reason to be happy. Let's talk about the significance, first off, of Siya Kolisi leading the Springboks.
I think the great thing is that Siya Kolisi comes from what you would call the traditional pipeline of black rugby. He comes from Zwide. He had an opportunity to go and study at Grey. He comes from the culture of rugby in that township of Zwide, which is really, for me, a very significant showing that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you have talent, you can make it to the top. He's not the only one. We had the likes of Soli Kibilika, we had the likes of Ian Fihlani, who was a Springbok Sevens, but there can be many more. I believe that SA Rugby can tap into those traditional black African rugby pipelines, and we can see more players coming to play Super Rugby, coming to play more for the Springboks.
Yeah.
Siya is a very great example, and I think there can be more players that can get those opportunities to play that level.
Yeah. So can we say yet that rugby has transformed?
Well, obviously, if you compare rugby when unity happened way back in 1992, you can say, yes, there has been progress, but not enough. I must say that. You have Makazole Mapimpi, for an example, who comes from Cholom. Now, if you go there, you'll find out there are clubs there who are 100 years old. Makazole Mapimpi played in Cholomga, and he played for a club. He never went to your so-called traditional Model C schools or private schools. So if SA Rugby can put more effort in those areas, because for me that is transformation. For me, if you go to the really disadvantaged areas like Cholombo, like New Brighton, like Zwide, and unearth talent there, then for me, then you are creating opportunities.
Yeah.
So SA Rugby needs to put more effort in getting more Mapimpis and more Siyas, because it is a fact that SA Rugby did not reach the 50% it set itself in this team. We must say that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there has been efforts. I don't want to deny that. But I think we can put a little bit more effort to try and give more opportunities, more players at Super Rugby level. It's not just all the Springboks, by the way. It's Super Rugby teams, more black players, more black coaches. That level.
So winning the Rugby World Cup, because we're all being very positive about this, right? As far as I'm concerned, we're going to win the Rugby World Cup.
Yes.
What would this mean for SA Rugby then?
Look, obviously, if you remember when rugby became professional in 1996, we were #1 in the world. We were world champions. We generated a lot of revenue. We were able to roll out development programs. And I'm sure that at the moment, rugby has struggled financially. And if you can win tomorrow, we will go to the News Corporation and negotiate in a position of strength. So it will obviously generate more revenue. It will facilitate more development programs. So we can go back to SA Rugby and say, listen, we've made more money. Let's roll out these programs. Let's find more Kolisis and more Pimpis and all these players. So I mean, as a country, we need to win the World Cup. In fact, I think for me, we need to win it as more than ever before. This time.
So very quickly, how do we actually beat the Boks, especially with a referee that many people are not happy with?
You mean beating England?
Beating England, yes.
Look, it's going to be a very tough game. We're playing an England team that is really on a high, but we've been there before. The Springboks have been, but there's no such a thing as a weak Springbok team. So there's every opportunity, there's every chance for us to win the game. And we will win the game with the referee or without the referee. I think the guys, if the guys can stick to the structures, if the guys can really perform, they can show agency, I think we'll be able to put the points on the board, referee or no referee. So I think if the Boks can pull in their A game, I think we've got a good chance. But we have a tough opposition. This team is an England team that is playing very well. So we really have to earn it. We have to put the performance on the field for us to win. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for us.
It is going to be a long day. A long morning for everyone as well. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. That is Luvuyo Macha giving us his analysis, because, of course, he knows the ins and outs of rugby, given his previous title of former South African Rugby Union referee and manager.